morning, everybody. Welcome to day 34 of our Appalachian Trail through hike adventure. It is currently 7:15, March 21st. Had a good night last night, good night's sleep. It rained really hard. Glad I made it to the shelter. Woke up at midnight with nose was just stopped up, couldn't breathe, mouth was all dry, and I had heartburn, so I had to get up and remedy all of that with the Sudafed and 2 antacids. Slept like a baby till about 4:15, and then just laid there till almost 5 o'clock. Felt good. As soon as you leave Wapiti shelter, Virginia has that nice cup of morning ass whipping for you. It's a tough climb straight up for what felt like at least a half a mile, if not a little bit more. But I'd rather do that right in the morning. I didn't tell y'all yesterday, but I had a cherry Coke with my dinner. You probably saw that on the table at Trent's Groceries. But I also snuck me a RC Cola up to a full leaded too, full sugar, which for me, that's crazy. Snuck that up to Wapiti shelter and drank that right before I stepped off. So RC Cola was getting me up the hill. Looking in the guidebook today, this should have been the hardest climb. We go over 4,000 briefly today. We really hover around the 3,800 foot mark. Let's go look at this real quick. See, I go long ways and moves fast, but I ain't never gonna pass up a vista. Whoa, that rock slipped. Suck that in for a second. Wow. Alright, it was really wet down at Wapiti shelter. And for those of you, look down there. I know everybody knows this already, but right in the center of the screen, that's why that low moist air settles into those low regions. So everybody likes to camp by creeks, or a lot of these shelters are by creeks. But if it's gonna be a real humid night or something, my suggestion, just grab some water, hump it up a hill, find a good camp spot, pitch the tent, and enjoy a much drier evening where you're not putting up wet stuff in the morning. Just suggestion, take it or leave it. All right, looking at AWOL's guidebook today, got 17 left. I'm not gonna call that a Nero, simply because, ooh, here goes another good vista. Simply because I did 34 yesterday, so combination of 2 days, it's gonna put me at 51 miles, so I'll count this as a full day. Oh, cow. Amazing. Sick. Yes, I know there's wind noise. Some people's skins are crawling right now. Why ain't there a sock over the phone? All you gotta do is put a sock over the phone. Sun's coming up right out there. Gorgeous. Woo! Might still be a little high on that RC Cola. All right, y'all. We're walking off pages. That's my new term in my Appalachian Trail through hike lexicon. So you got shields down. And by the way, I will have a picture on the sign on top of Katahdin. Shields down. Planning on developing some t-shirts and stuff I might give away to some of you loyal viewers and subscribers. Yeah, so walking off pages, that's kind of what we've been saying around here lately. We being me and like one other person, and that might have been Kansas, I can't remember. But anyway, so every day, or every 24-hour period, our goal has been to turn a page in the AWOL's guide. We've been successful for a long time, so walking off pages, son. All right, y'all. Hope your Tuesday's going well. Hope Matrix Mondays was survivable. Going into Pearisburg. One more interesting note. Even though they have a hole started in the hill on both socks, I wore darn toughs all day yesterday. Got to the freaking shelter, and I know it was 34 miles. Got to the shelter and I had like 3 new tiny blisters on different toes that I had to sit there and mess with. So today, I said to hell with the darn tufts. I chose to wear my farm to feet socks. Just put little silk liners under them to help cover those holes. Unfortunately, the socks I have coming today to the hotel, had to order darn tough off of Amazon because everything I wanted from farm to feet off Amazon, they couldn't get it there. But I will definitely buy some, get them shipped to the house, and get my wife to send them or bring them with her. But these things right here compared to yesterday, man, they feel great. So again, sounds like I work for the company. Really, I just like good socks, and these are them, folks. And somebody asked, are these the lightweight or the midweight? I think they're the midweight hikers. They're the ones that are kind of brown and maroon in the heel, with maroon farm to feet on the side or red farm to feet on the side. So they are fabulous. I will have more. Patty Cathy's back again. Yeah, it's only been like 2 minutes since I turned the camera off. I know it's only been like 1 second in your world, with a little staticky transition that I'm starting to go to because it seems like y'all like it. But let's talk priorities of work real quick. All the military folks probably rolling their eyes a little bit. Don't turn this into a civilian contest, because it's true in the military, at least in soft units, ranger units, priorities of work are huge because it gives you the outline to success. Man, they can be the same thing out here. I know we've talked about them a little bit before, but yesterday was a really good example of how you adjust your priorities of work. Got into camp. I can't even describe, like, I almost couldn't stop walking because I'd walked so far yesterday. Took my ruck off and I just try to walk normal. My legs are like coming up high and all kinds of weird crap because they're used to having that ruck on them. I had extra ruck weight. So get into camp. First priority is always going to be water, unless A, you're hypothermic and you just need to get warm, or some other emergency situation. So none of that existed, so I went down and got some water. Came back up. Next would be shelter. I was at a shelter, but if I was using my tent, I'd go ahead and start setting that up because that'll get you out of the elements. And you can get inside of that to do the rest of everything else almost. For me yesterday though, since I had a shelter, walking 34 miles, recovering from that became priority work number 2 because I was hurting pretty good. Just sore, as you would be. Feet hurting a little bit because I wore those damn darn tough socks all day. So I just sat on the platform of the shelter for a good 45 minutes. I did nothing but recovery, maintenance, body maintenance, and regen. So I started with, I sweated a lot yesterday, so I did a kind of a baby wipe bath. Got in my camp, my sleep clothes, fixed the blisters on my feet. I used the thread method again for 2 of them yesterday. Woke up this morning, perfect. Blisters were dry, not full of pus. That is can't believe I've been 45 years, 27 of that in the military, 26 of that. And I never knew that technique until now. And then I rolled my legs out. Oh, I put compression socks on as soon as I got my feet done. In fact, I have booties, so my toes hang out of my compression socks, so I had those on while I was doing some of my foot maintenance. Then I took the rolling stick out, and man, I had some knots in my legs. So we went to work with a general rollout, and then hit some trigger points. You know, I don't have a foam roller or an Nalgene. I wish I did yesterday because my glutes needed it. And that stick, man, it's just hard to get enough pressure. So keep that in mind. You know, they make water bottles that have foam on the outside, so foam roller water bottles. I was gonna buy one for it, but I figured I probably wouldn't use it. So priorities of work after that became eaten a little bit. I ate another protein bar while I was doing all that just to recover. And then I ate a fig bar, whole wheat, blah, 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 semi-healthy, but 34 grams of carbs before I went to bed. So I got 20 grams of protein, 34 grams of carbs to let my body heal a little bit during the night. After that, just got everything else ready and went to bed. So priorities of work. They changed for me a little bit yesterday. I would have done some of that before the body recovery and the regen. Normally I'll do that last right before I go to sleep. Your day's gonna dictate what you need to do first. Water's always gonna be first. Shelter should always be second. Sometimes if there's rain moving in or weather, you might have to rearrange those two. Anyway, you get the drift. Comment below if you got any ideas or comments. Down Virginia and their rocks. They're not in front of you right now. I just went through about 2 miles of just ridiculousness for no views. I'm being halfway facetious, so don't take me being negative, because I get why they did it. They're trying to walk you up to a view. But man, at Virginia, find your niche. It ain't rocks. There's another state that already has that niche. It's amazing. It's funny because you're walking on this path of rocks, and then you look 20 yards either side of you, and it's just clear, no rocks. Well, I don't mean clear. I mean there's dead trees and crap everywhere, but a good place they could have put a trail without fear of mechanical injury about every half step. But all right, I just had a Snickers, so the diva should stop here in a second. About to come to Doc's Knob Shelter, I think, and then I don't know, got about what, 7-8 miles after that, something like that, to get down to Pearisburg. Temperature's perfect today. It's kind of overcast, but I love walking when it's like this. Good Tuesday. Listening to Kenny Chesney back where I come from right now. I love it. Life's good, y'all. Hope the work week's going well. I dread the day I gotta plug back into the matrix. My schedule is up to the trail today. Love it. Yeah, something else I wanted to tell you about that I find fascinating is how the experiences you need the most to grow out here, they seem to find you. Whether that's the universe, God, the trail, the magic, whatever you want to call it, is the one guiding that. That's up to you to decide. I'm starting to believe it though. Last night I'm at the shelter. I'm reading a little shelter book where people sign in. And the last person to stay there had mentioned that this is like the second or third night they're at the shelter without anybody, without any company, and they had a smile or a sad face. So clearly, that person would prefer to have more people than less people there, and dang sure didn't want to be by themselves. But that's probably exactly what they need in their life to grow. Where I'm the opposite. I prefer to be alone. Last night was only the second time in 34 days, and I probably stayed in shelters, I don't know, 12 to 15 times. Maybe 10 to 12 times. Those times was only the second time in a winter through hike, mind you, that I was alone. Because they know to grow, I'm not going to grow sitting there by myself. You get around people. And when I did get around people earlier on, you know, that growth happened. I hooked up with fresh ground in Kansas and stamps. And it was awesome. Anyway, I thought this was very interesting. It seems to be playing out more and more. You just got to know where to look for those signs. Breathtaking. Wow. First really good view today. Love it. This is the best view I've seen in a few days. See all the way down the valley. Wow. Some very nice looking houses down there. Wouldn't mind owning a piece of that land. Alright y'all, 17 miles in the books, now doing another one. One more mile all the way into town to check in a hotel and get something to eat. That was a brutal down climb from the top of the mountains. South Mountains, holy cow, I would not want to have to climb that. We might have a bad climb out tomorrow, I don't know, I'll have to check it, but I promise you it can't be no worse than that one. Anyway, see you in town. Alright y'all, nothing much to show you in Pearisburg other than it's been a good day. Heading down to the Rite Aid to get some Band-Aids, and I think I'm going to get some Epsom salt real quick and go soak my feet and get in the bed. Already hit Food Line. Food Line, man, not my favorite here. Just isn't hiker centric per se, and I guess that's okay because their biggest customer isn't hikers. But man, when you go to just certain things that make our life easy, and that Food Line didn't have many of them, I'm not going to pay a cab or something to get all the way over to Walmart, but it's all good. Food Line's got what you need. Oh, and then this Paris Mercantile right over here, they've got a trail hiking supply store that's about to open up. It's not open yet. Hopefully it'll meet the bubble coming. But I did get some gas there, so that was good. Alright y'all, I will wrap this up back in the hotel room. Alright y'all, let's go ahead and wrap up day 34. March 21st. Started at Wapiti shelter at the mile mark 16.5. That was a pretty good shelter. I mean, there's not much there. I just liked where it was. Had a couple of deer try to sneak into my perimeter last night right when I was going to sleep. And it was funny. He came up the right side the first time, and I shined my light on him. He just stopped, as deers do. And then he took off running to his front, and then he heard something walking down to his right, so he stopped. And he froze, and now he's looking at the thing down to his right, and it was another deer. So finally it took off behind the shelter, back down towards the stream. 20 minutes later, I'm sitting there making the video, and I hear something coming up from the left side this time, and I shine my light on it, and it was the same deer. You could tell, same size, same everything. Shine my light on it, and he looked over at me again, like, oh crap! And this time he took back off down towards the stream. I didn't hear him again. But the leaves are really dry, so it was hard for them to sneak up, which is good because it's hard for a bear to sneak up too. So I went from there, walked all the way down to mile marker 634, where I have been in Pearisburg all day, resupplied at Food Line, ate at both Dairy Queen and the Mexican joint across the street. Both are very satisfying. Got some canister gas down at Pearisburg Mercantile, or just Paris Mercantile, and they're going to have that hiking store I was talking about earlier open hopefully by the time the bubble gets here, so that'll help out because there's not much here. I didn't make it over to Walmart. If you stay at a hostel, they'll probably give you a free ride over there. Oh, I'm staying at the Plaza Motel. Not sexy. I think it was $44 for through hiker rate. The nice lady who owns the place and works here did my laundry for free, but I still tipped her $10 because I was just blown away by her kindness. And it's right here across the street from everything. The Holiday Motor Lodge is right next door. It looks a little bit better, so if you're going to choose between two motels, I'll probably choose that one. But either one, man, you're just going to get what you get. Or you could stay in hostels. I'll be honest with you, I'm over the hostel thing until warmer weather comes and some of the germs dissipate. Tomorrow, turning pages, yo. Walking off pages, son. Looking to go all the way down to at a minimum Pine Swamp Branch shelter at mile marker 654, but that'd only give me 20 and that would just make me mad. So I'm more than likely go to Bailey Gap shelter at mile marker 658. That'll put me right about my 25-mile mark. A lot of up tomorrow morning. Then it looks like we're walking ridge lines, probably rocks. Then we go up to almost 4 grand, come all the way back down to almost 2,000, and then climb back up to 3,500 to get to Bailey Gap shelter. No big deal. Try to be there. I'm not going to leave till probably about 8 o'clock, so probably get there about 6 or 7. And then we'll see where we go from there. Definitely going to turn the page the next day, just because I like to turn pages. I got to make it 3 or 4 days on my food supply after the next stop, which I can't remember the name of it right now. Troutville, I think. It's a pretty good distance to the next one. Resupply options are dry, are not very good for the next couple of weeks, but it's all good. Thanks for the info on Waynesville in the comments, and y'all keep pushing out things that you know about the area, because man, I'll go try it out. I didn't do the Chinese buffet today, MC. I did the Mexican because I just have this thing for beef burritos right now. I don't know, ever since I had one in where's that, Irwin? Yeah, Irwin. Man, I've been craving them, so I had to go do that. Alright, appreciate all the comments. Had somebody recognize me as they drove by, pulled in. He lives here in Pearisburg. Nice to meet you, man. That was pretty cool. I called my son after that and told him his dad's a rock star, and he just immediately went into whatever. It was funny. I like messing with him. Alright, this is fun. Let's keep it going, man. I'm tired. I'm gonna get me a good 8-9 hours of sleep tonight. Get up and go fill up on some Hardee's, biscuits and gravy, some other stuff, some coffee, get my ruck on, and we're going to start walking mountains, yo. Alright, man. Just want to say goodnight to TCC and B. Y'all are my life. I love you. Can't wait to get home. And to everybody else, man, let's keep this thing going. Appreciate your following.